Welcome back, Pokemon trainers. Professor Chaz here. The lab coat's on back order, and what's this? What's this? Am I actually on time for Pokemon TCG this week? Honestly, I don't know. Depends on how long it takes to record and edit this, but we did miss last week's episode, unfortunately, due to the Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon special demo version. So kind of hope this is on time. I'll do what I can to try to get this done in time for the Wednesday upload. But we are into week number 59 of our weekly Pokemon TCG live online matches. Weekly, because I missed one. But what I'm doing right now in preparation, or I guess just tiding things over until the new X and Y Evolutions expansion comes out, I'm taking a look at some of my favorite decks from the previous standard format and trying to remake them to be currently standard legal for the 2017 season. So we already took a look at the Creepy Shuriken updated to Creepy Light. Now we're going to take a look at this one called Diving Taste. I'll show you the first one that I had, the original deck. It focused on a pretty cool combination where you get to search for any card you want every single turn of the game. So it came into play using Swampert from Primal Clash with the Diving Search ability. Once during your turn before your attack, you may search your deck for a card, shuffle your deck, and then put that card on top. Now, that generally means next turn you're going to draw that card that you need, but I combined it with the Phantom Force's Slurpuff with Tasting. Once during your turn, you may draw a card, and if it's active, you draw 2 cards. But basically, that combination allows you to choose any one card you want from the deck. However, Phantom Forces is no longer standard legal for 2017, so I had to try to think of something else to do with this. And I decided the most useful way to go ahead and use this, or set this up, is continuing to use that Swampert, of course, and going with this Pokemon, Chandelure, from the Steam Siege expansion. So the Sinister Selection Ability, once during your turn, you may look at the top 2 cards of the deck and put one of them into your hand, discard the other card. So not as good as the Slurpuff. You're going to be losing a card in the process, but hopefully the card that you're choosing with that Diving Search is going to be the one that you need, and the other one you can easily discard. And I've got ways to bring certain cards back, such as Versus Seeker, Super Rod, Energy Retrieval, stuff like that. But anyway, we're going to put 2 of these Swampert in the deck. I did have the other Swampert with the, Waterfall and Water Arrow, I believe. So I could do some damage to the bench Pokemon, but I thought, no, trying to get the Diving Search in play is a little bit more essential for this deck. So as you see, this does have an ancient trait of Alpha Growth. When you attach an energy card from your hand to this Pokemon, except with an attack, ability, or trainer card, you may attach 2 energy cards. So you can attach a second one. And generally, this kind of a strategy of the Diving Search and, was it Sinister Selection? I can't even remember. Yep, Sinister Selection. This kind of idea works in any deck that you want to make, because as soon as you have both Swampert and Chandelure in play, you choose any card you want out of your deck every turn and essentially take it. So if you want to combine this with a team of Pokemon EX, you can do that. If you want to combine it with, like, Break Evolutions, you can do that. So I could pair this with a super powerful Pokemon, but I find Swampert itself is quite powerful. Hydro Pump for 3 colorless energies is 40 plus. Doesn't sound like a lot, but this attack does 30 more damage for each water energy attached to this Pokemon. If you've got 3 water energy powering Hydro Pump, you're already doing 130 damage with this attack. And the ability of Alpha Growth allows you to attach 2 energy, which is going to be boosting this by 60 more damage if you attach 2 water energy that turn. So Swampert's going to be a pretty decent powerhouse. I've got 2 of these in the deck. I've got 1 Marshtomp and 3 Mudkip. These all look kind of different, but they have the same attacks. And it's Primal Clash, and I think this is a promo one. Yes, it is. In fact, is this one even legal? It might not be. Just to be safe, I'm going to take it out, and I'll put another one of these Mudkip in from Primal Clash. Is that the right one? It is not. Let's put this one in. I like how it shows you a grayed out version of the card so you know you have it or not. Anyway, so I've got 3 Mudkip, 1 Marshtomp, and 2 Swampert. Of course, I'm going to be using Rare Candy to help get the evolutions in play. And I've got 2 Chandelure. I already saw Sinister Selection and Past Friends. Not sure if we're going to be using this for the attack. For a Psychic and Colorless, it does 10 plus, 10 more damage for each supporter card in your discard pile. So, it could come in handy, but more often than not, it's going to be on the bench just for the ability. I've got 1 Lampent and 3 Litwick in the deck. And since Swampert is going to be my main attacker in this deck and it's weak to grass, I'm going to continue to combine this with the Primal Clash Bouffalant with the Sap Sipper ability. This Pokemon's attacks do 40 more damage to your opponent's grass Pokemon for weakness and resistance. And Derail does a basic 80 for 3 energy. Discard a special energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So if we do see some grass type opponents and Swampert can't really, do the job, we have Bouffalant as a backup. We're going to do 120 with that Derail attack, which could be a good amount of damage to soften them up for Swampert to pick up the KO. So let's scroll down to the energy. I've got 3 basic Psychic, 8 basic Water, and 2 double Colorless just to help power up the Bouffalon a little bit faster. And if I have Swampert and Chandelure in play, I can choose to take a double Colorless and attach it to the Bouffalon immediately. So that's going to be the 13 energy cards. We already got 14 Pokemon we looked at. 33 trainer cards, starting with a couple of dive balls to find my water Pokemon. We've got 2 energy retrievals, bringing back some discarded energy. 2 energy switches, and you're going to see I'm going to use this with the 2 max elixirs, because if I have Bouffalon on the bench, I can try to max elixir and energy onto it. I can then energy switch an energy onto the Swampert. And if I have 2 water energy in hand, I can attach both to the Swampert in a single turn. With these right cards in play, I can power up Swampert's Hydro Pump. I have an escape rope because the retreat cost is kind of hefty on some of these Pokemon. 3 on Swampert, 2 on Bouffalon, and I think 2 on Chandelure. Yes. So, escape rope we can switch around for free, plus it forces the opponent to switch as well. 2 level balls to help find some of my middle evolutions, or the basics. There's those 2 max elixirs I mentioned. 2 Professor's Letters to find 2 basic energy out of the deck. Probably going to find 2 water to attach both to a Swampert if I can. 2 rare candies to evolve from a basic to a stage 2. So going from Mudkip to Swampert, or from Litwick to Chandelure immediately if I have that Pokemon in play, or in him. If I have the basic in play and the stage 2 in my hand. 2 Super Rods to shuffle back 3 cards in combination of Pokemon or basic energy. And I've got a switch card as well for more maneuverability. I've got 1 Ultra Ball. Discard 2 cards from hand, search your deck for a Pokemon, and put it into your hand, shuffle your deck afterwards. So if I have a, for example, Mudkip in play, and I have a rare candy and an Ultra Ball, I can play the Ultra Ball, discard 2 other cards, and find Swampert, rare candy immediately, and get that diving search already activated. And 2 Versus Seekers also to bring back some supporter cards. I've got 1 Bridget to get 3 basic Pokemon from the deck and put them right onto the bench. If I have a Pokemon EX, I could choose one of those, but I don't use those usually, so we're going to go for the basic Pokemon, 3 of them onto the bench. We've got Lysandre to force the opponent to switch Pokemon around, Pokemon Center Lady to heal 60 damage and special conditions from a Pokemon, Pokemon Fan Club to find 2 basic Pokemon from the deck and put them into my hand. I might, more likely use Bridget to get the Pokemon in play, but I could get 2 cards using the Fan Club if I need to discard something for an Ultra Ball, which could come in handy. And Pokemon Ranger. Remove all effects of attacks on each player and his or her Pokemon. So, since I'm going to be using a lot of evolution Pokemon this week, I find a lot of times Glaceon-EX shuts me down with a Crystal Ray, in which it does 70 damage and prevent all damage done by evolution Pokemon to the Glaceon-EX during your opponent's next turn. So, Swampert could not touch that thing, but if I can play the Pokemon Ranger, that removes that effect of Crystal Ray, and we could possibly get a one-hit KO with enough water energy attached. I've got Sycamore also in here. Discard your hand and draw 7 fresh cards. That's why I like to run those Super Rods, of course, to, if I discard a decent hand of Pokemon or energy, Super Rod can shuffle those back in, so I don't really lose that. And I got 2 Skyla. Search your deck for a trainer card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Always useful. Any trainer card I want to find. And I've got Teammates. I often say I should run one of these every week, and sometimes I don't think to do it, but this week I am. You can only play this card if one of your Pokemon was knocked out during the opponent's last turn. Search your deck for up to 2 cards and put them into your hand. Shuffle your deck afterward. So it's kind of like the, Arrow Blitz, I think, of Talonflame with the Gale Wings. You get to choose any 2 cards you want, but of course it's not your attack for the turn. I can still play those cards and do something else. And Wally is in here to help evolve my Pokemon on the very turn I put them into play. So if it happens that I play a Level Ball and find a Marsh Stomp to evolve Mudkip, Wally can then evolve it into Swampert immediately, and again, get that Diving Search. The main focus is going to be getting Diving Search in play as soon as I can, because that's what lets me search my deck for any card that I want in the future. And this last 2 cards here, 2 Rough Seas. Once during each player's turn, you may heal 30 damage from each water and lightning Pokemon that you have. So that is going to be the revamped Diving Search. I'm probably going to call it Sinister Search. Or Diving, or Sinister Dive. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. Anyway, it's going to focus on 14 Pokemon, 33 trainers, and 13 energy. Let's jump into some battles right now and see how well we do for the 2017 season using the Swampert and its Diving Search ability. Alright, so we are up against Punpun Master with a Darkness and Colorless deck. So who gets to flip the coin? They do. And which side of the coin do you call for? Looks like they called tails. We got heads. So let's take that first turn. Try to get ourselves set up nicely with all the basic Pokemon we're about to see in my opening hand. I got a couple, actually. So I'm going to probably, pardon me, lead Bouffalon, just to take some hits, essentially. And drop Litwick to the bench. I don't like seeing Swampert and Rare Candy and Professor Sycamore all in the same hand. If I had a way to get a Mudkip in play, that would be an amazing hand to start with. But unfortunately, I do not. I'm going to start powering up the Bouffalont here. I'm going to hold on to the Sycamore for the time being. So, they can do extra damage to my Pokemon EX on the bench. Fortunately, we don't have any. They could do 60 to my active. They're preparing for all this Mega Evolution stuff, aren't they? I don't have any of that, so we're okay there. I do have Lampent, but I want to get a Mudkip in play. I have everything I need for it. We're seeing all these Yveltal, but no Yveltal-EX, which is pretty good. Probably going to see Yveltal Break, maybe, though? And what does that one do? 30 damage. Nope. I think it's 150 damage, and then 30 to 2 bench. They just discarded one. I actually took it, or look at it right now. 120 and 30 to 2 bench Pokemon. We do see a Shaman EX, however. So, go ahead and play that EX, get your setup ability. And they now have a fresh new hand of 6 cards. We see, what is that? Oh, the shiny Yveltal-EX. Alright, awesome stuff. We love that Yveltal-EX, don't we? Spoilers, not really. Evil Ball's too much power. Alright. And that apparently is that. So we're going to max Elixir. We do have energy we can put onto the Litwick. I'm going to evolve into Lampent. I'll put this onto the Bouffalont, and I have to do it. They're getting set up too quickly here. So long. Bye Rare Candy, bye Swampert. However, this is kind of what I was hoping for. Energy switch. Move that water energy to the Bouffalont. And we're going to Super Rod, even it's just 1 card, but we're putting Swampert back in. I don't care. I don't like losing Swampert like that. Let's draw out 2 more basic energy. Let's get 2 water, get 2 psychic in hand. And we're just going to start doing some damage with the Derail for 80. So with 2 energy attached, this thing can start doing a lot of damage. It's going to be 120 that it dishes out with that Evil Ball. But if we can at least take out this Yveltal, we've accomplished something in the fight. Alright, a Fighting Fury Belt. Of course you're going to give it to the Yveltal-EX, because that is going to be your main attacker. Alright, so you can do 60. Not too much to worry about, though. And I guess I'm okay with that. 6 different cards. Didn't have much to work with in this hand anyway, so give me something more useful, please. That's not bad. We do have Skyla for a Rare Candy. And I will take this Yveltal down with the next Derail. So Mudkip to the bench. We're going to Bouffalont. I'm going to Skyla right now for the Rare Candy, or should I heal? Since I can't evolve till next turn anyway, I'm going to heal the Bouffalont. Cure that damage off. I'll attach this to the Mudkip. In fact, I could just Dive Ball. I'm going to Dive Ball just to thin the deck a little bit more. Grab another Mudkip. Drag it down to the spot, because of course when I'm doing a screen recording, somehow clicking the cards doesn't always want to work for me. And we're now going to derail the Yveltal and discard the special energy, but the whole thing's going in the discard pile regardless. First prize is Chandelure. Excellent! Alright, so I can Skyla for Rare Candy, go into Swampert. I can evolve Lampent into Chandelure, and I've got my abilities in play to choose any card that I want. So we can do a nice 80 damage to the Yveltal-EX. We're going to lose the Bouffalont on the next hit, though. But we can then take it down with a Swampert, using the Hydro Pump. We might be doing good here. Alright, so Skyla, show me the Rare Candy. Don't say we don't have one left in there. Yes! Alright. Rare Candy is taken. We will now play it to evolve Mudkip into Swampert. And evolve into Chandelure. I'll use the Diving Search to find a Professor's Letter. There's only one left in the deck, but that is okay. And have we lost water energy yet? I don't think we have. Nope. Alright, so now we can use the Sinister Selection. So look at the top 2 cards. I want the Professor's Letter and discard the Max Elixir. So as I said, you're losing a possibly decent card in the process, but unfortunately the Slurpuff with tasting is no longer standard, so gotta roll with what we have. So we're gonna attach an energy to the Swampert, and because of the ancient trait, yes, I'll attach a second one, another water. Now let's get off as much damage as we can with the Derail, doing 80, bringing this thing down to just 90 HP, well nope, 90 plus 40, so 130 left, which means one of our Hydro Pumps will be enough to take it out. And they can Evil Ball for, I think it's going to be exactly 110. Oh, they're going to heal. Alright, that's not too bad though. 130, so down goes our Bouffalant. You did your job well though, buddy. You took the hit to prepare Swampert for this upcoming battle. So now I can do the Diving Search and Sinister Selection again, and I want to find myself an Energy Retrieval. There's one right there, because we just lost 2 energy with that Bouffalant. And now we'll Sinister Selection and grab that Energy Retrieval. Don't need that level ball, so we can freely toss that away. And let's grab ourselves 2 of those water energy that we just lost. So here you can see the power in choosing whatever card you want every turn, putting it right into your hand. Yep, let's attach another water energy to our main attacker, of course. And I'm just going to go straight up Hydro Pump. And boom. Down goes the Yveltal-EX, and 2 prizes are claimed. So what can we do next? I could go ahead and look for Lysandre and bring up the Shaman and get 2 prizes off of that knockout. Which might be, well, let's see what they're going to do here. Get another Yveltal-EX. So how much am I doing with this? 30 times 5. I'm doing 190 total. Which is enough to take that thing down. So yes, I think my best thing here is I'm going to do the Diving Search and Sinister Selection and find Lysandre. Because they're going to start powering up that one on the bench, and I don't want that thing getting powered up and taking down my Swampert. So that is going to be the way to go. Let's find that one card we're looking for. There it is, Full Art Lysandre. My nose is getting really stuffy for some reason. Maybe it's just all this excitement. But we are going to Sinister Selection. Lose that Psychic Energy along the way. And let's just bring this thing right up here. I don't even need to put another energy on, but just because I can, I'm going to. And Hydro Pump. 2 more prizes. So we're doing pretty good against a team of EX Pokemon here. Only 1 prize left to go, plus I got Versus Seeker. I can just bring up whatever I need to, but I can one-shot anything that they have in play at the moment anyhow, so that is essentially going to be game. They can hit me for another 30 damage. And the Sycamore, they're kind of in a desperate spot right now, so they're going to find whatever they can. So a fresh hand of 7 cards. Is there anything that can be made use of? Apparently not. So all I need to do now, I could Versus Seeker Lysandre to take out the Shaman, but that is completely unnecessary. Let's just Hydro Pump. And that is the knockout on the Yveltal. Took out all these dark types. That was pretty cool. So there you see the power of the Diving Search and Sinister Selection, choosing any 1 card you need each turn, and just turning the tide of battle in your favor. So that's going to wrap up week number 59 of our Pokemon TCG live online matches. This one featuring, of course, Swampert with the Diving Search, choosing any card from the deck you want, putting it on top, and using Chandelure Sinister Selection to take that card, discard whatever other nonsense card that you don't even need that turn. You saw the power of being able to choose Lysandre when you need it, certain searching cards you can find. It's just, I really do miss Slurpuff, unfortunately. The just tasting for just taking a card without discarding anything. That was so amazing with Swampert. But at least Chandelure is kind of not bad of a silver medal sort of a thing, a second runner-up. So that is, like I say, a wrap for this week's video. Next week is actually going to be my coverage of the X and Y Evolutions pre-release at the Pokemon League at Heroes Beacon where I professor at. So come on back next Wednesday for that. Going to check out a whole lot of new cards from the new expansion with the retro-styled look of the layout of the cards. and all that good stuff. Plus, it's going to be a giveaway video as well. All the packs that I open up, the booster card, or sorry, the code card in the booster packs, I'm going to hold off as a question of the day sort of giveaway, and you have a chance to win those code cards if you come back next Wednesday, check out that video, and answer the question of the day that'll give you in that video, so stay tuned for that next week. Hopefully I'll have it up in time for a Wednesday upload, as I want to try to get these up, and try to stick to the Wednesday uploads for the Pokemon TCG if I can help it. But I want to say thanks for checking out this video, folks. If you have any suggestions how to improve this kind of an idea, for example, any Pokemon EX that could be added in to sort of, boost things up a little bit, feel free to leave some comments down below. Any other trainer cards you might suggest to improve this? Like, I don't find the the energy switch and max elixir are really that necessary, but it was an idea I wanted to try. They could easily come out and be replaced with something a little more consistent, a little bit more useful perhaps. So any suggestions you have to improve this deck, feel free to leave them, because anyone that wants to recreate this for themselves, your suggestions could help them kind of streamline this deck a little bit better for their own online play. But with that, I want to say once again, thanks for checking out the episode. Feel free to leave a like down below if you enjoyed it. And for more TCG online matches, check out the link in the description to the full playlist of everything I've been doing over a year now. I guess I've been doing these quite a long time. Anyway, with all that, Professor Chaz is now signing off. Thanks for checking again, and I'll catch you next time.